Wells Fargo presents one of the surest ways to grow your money. A Wells Fargo CD account, where you can earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield on an 11-month term with a minimum opening deposit of $5,000. Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/CD rates to open a CD account and start growing your savings with us.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
You are listening to the Hiking Radio Network, where we talk the walk with shows by hikers, about hikers, for everybody.
I'm wondering if you'd go wandering with me through the wilderness and woods to where the winds are blowing free, through the darkness of the night, heading toward the morning.
Welcome to the Jester Section Hiker Podcast, with the spotlight on section hikers.
And I'll spread the word, and you beat the drum. We'll round up the troops and get the gang to come. And we'll leave the streets and these neighborhoods, head over the river and through the woods.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Jester Section Hiker Podcast, your premier podcast with the spotlight on section hikers, and I am your host, Julie Jester Gayheart. Starting today and for the next several weeks, you're going to be introduced to hikers that are out section hiking various trails this year in 2022 that you can follow, support, and encourage. I look forward to introducing to you all this awesome group of passionate section hikers. So for this first episode in this series of shows titled Jester's Class of 2022 Section Hikers, I introduce you to Charlie Carpenter, or also known as Skyhawk. Charlie has section hiking plans for 2022 on the Pinhoti Trail, the Colorado Trail, and the Appalachian Trail. Here's a little more about Charlie from his bio. Charlie is married with 2 stepsons and 6 grandchildren. He is an avid hiker and paddler for over 20 years. He is also a retired firefighter and paramedic for the city of Mobile, Alabama. Charlie was diagnosed in 2008 with esophageal cancer at the age of 42 with a terminal diagnosis. After a second opinion and undergoing treatments and surgery, he has been cancer-free from esophageal cancer since 2008. But in 2010, Charlie was diagnosed with melanoma and had to have surgery once again. He now has regular checkups and no evidence of any recurrence. Charlie's motto is, "Don't wait, do it now." Thanks for joining me for this week's episode, and now on to our first member of Jester's Class of 2022 Section Hikers, Charlie Carpenter, or also known as Skyhawk. All right, you guys, welcome back to the podcast. And for the first time on the show, all the way from down in the deep south of Alabama, please welcome Charlie, or also known as Skyhawk. Hey, Charlie, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here. Good to hear from you, Jester.
Yeah, so listen, you guys. So Charlie wrote me an email. I'm thinking now it was somewhere around the end of November, beginning of December. And you guys heard it in the introduction when I read it in his bio. He is a 2-time cancer survivor. So Charlie, let's kick it off, man. You are a cancer survivor and you're out there getting it done. So tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, I am. I had a esophageal cancer diagnosis in 2008. Got a bad rap from the doc here in Mobile and had my scans done here in Mobile, and they basically gave me a terminal diagnosis and told me to get my affairs in order. And I was 42 years old, had just been promoted to district chief for the city of Mobile Fire Department, and that was a slap in the face, basically a left hand hook and knocked me out, you know.
I mean, I could not imagine. I mean, I could not imagine the emotions, everything that goes with that, but you kicked it. You must have kicked into a different gear and said, we're going to beat this. Talk about that.
I did. I told my doc here locally, I said, I'm 42 years old. I'm asking for a second opinion at MD Anderson in Houston. And he basically got me out there pretty quick. And we done another workup out there. And I was stage 3. And as most people know, there's only 4 stages. And they kicked things in gear and said we're going for a cure, and I had chemo and radiation, and followed by surgery, which they took basically all my esophagus out and a third of my stomach and pulled my stomach up into my chest to make an esophagus. And it was a tough 2 years following that surgery, but now things are better. There's still some complications, but things are better.
And we're going to get into that, but then, okay, so that was 2008, and then in 2010, another diagnosis.
Yeah, I got diagnosed with melanoma, skin cancer, which is a deadly skin cancer, the most deadly form of skin cancer, and we've done some surgical procedures, and so far so good on that, so...
And listen, and right now you're scanned and cancer-free, right?
I am. Actually, I go to Houston Monday for a scan, my yearly scan, and should get the results Tuesday. So I'm a quick trip out and back in one day, basically.
Well, listen, I'm glad you're still here because you not only are you section hiking, and we're going to get into that, you're also getting ready. Is it a canoe trip you're getting ready to go on?
I am. I'm headed out to the Buffalo River next Thursday in Arkansas, and some guys, and we're going to try to do 125, 130 miles. We're going to try to complete the entire Buffalo River if the water level is appropriate.
Well, I hope it is, because that sounds amazing.
Yep.
That sounds like a great trip. So before we get into more of what you're doing for your section hiking, another thing that appealed to me in your original email that you sent me is you said that when you do go out and section hike, you can only do so many miles at a time because of your food and what you have to do because of your esophageal cancer. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the big thing is, I can't eat a lot at one time. I snack pretty much every day as it is, but I can't take in the calories that I would burn on a long distance hike. And drinking, just sipping water is basically about all I can do. I'm not supposed to drink anything for an hour after I eat a meal. So it's kind of hard for me to stay out there a month, 2 or 3 months at a time without, just losing all my weight. I was out in Colorado, and we'll talk about that, I'm sure, but I was out there last summer and done about a 2-week hike, and, I lost 12 pounds pretty quick, and I've only gained about 4 of that back. So when I lose, it's hard for me to gain it back.
Wow. Do you have to alter your diet in any way of what you can eat? I mean, could you still eat the normal Snickers and ramen and all that stuff, or have you really altered what you take with you?
No, the first 2 years after the surgery was tough, but now, this far out, 12, 14 years out now, I can pretty much eat anything. It just has to be in moderation, just snacking, basically. As far as a big meal, those days are over for me, at one sitting anyway.
Right. And you said, I'd expand all this a little bit further for me. So after you eat, you can't drink for an hour?
Sometimes I do, but that causes problems. It may cause nausea and vomiting or dumping syndrome, which, people that have gastric or have had gastric bypass, they understand what dumping syndrome is, but it can cause nausea and vomiting, if I fill up, and the liquids fill me up probably quicker than the food, and I just have to be very disciplined about drinking, as I'm eating or shortly after I've eaten a meal.
So when you're going uphill on these hikes, you can't just chug water.
No,
some people stop, chug water.
No, I don't do that. It's pretty much just kind of sipping. That's pretty much all I can do. It's hard for me to just, like the normal person, turn the bottle up. That's just hard for me to do.
Now, did you have to learn, did they tell you this, or did you kind of have to learn that as you went along? Because I imagine you just wear a watch and maybe say, okay, set it from an hour from now or something like that, or you've just learned what you could do with your body.
Right. That's basically the thing. You learn. It was hard for me to, be disciplined to do that, shortly after. And then, I paid the price for it too. I mean, I still do at times. I may try to sit down and have a meal and drink a half a glass of tea, but I might throw up after that too. And that's a problem,
Yeah, but you're still out there getting it done, and you have big plans this year.
Do.
I think, and you have been on the Pinhoti already. So you're section hiking the Alabama portion of the Pinhoti, and you're going to fill in some or you're going to finish the Colorado Trail, I think, and then you're going to go up and hopefully click off some miles on the Appalachian Trail in New Hampshire and Maine. So let's start with the Pinhoti.
I've hiked the Pinhoti 2 or 3 times already. I had this friend, he just retired from the hospital, and he wanted to do a through hike, and I told him I'm game for it. And we started, then he had the land that he closed on, so he had to get off, and we've had terrible weather the last 2 weeks, so it kind of worked out. So when I get back from the canoe trip, we're planning on going back out and knocking that out.
So what is it about the Pinhoti that you love since you've completed that? I guess this will be, your 3rd time?
It will, and the Pinhoti's in my backyard's one thing, but as I tend to set up a lot during the winter time, and I like to get out in March and just kind of make that my spring hike, and I have done that the last 2 or 3 years. So I enjoy the Pinhoti.
Awesome. Well, I have to ask you, I'm sure you've met Kim and Nathan with the Pinhoti Outdoor Center, right?
Oh, yeah, they're good friends of ours. They are.
Awesome. They are good people, and I still have intentions to get down there and meet those guys in person. So you're going on the canoe trip, and you're going back up to the Pinhoti after that. So talk to us a little bit about what you've done on the Colorado Trail.
My wife and I, we went out last year and done about 140 miles from Denver to Leadville. So my plan this year is to get back out, and I got a one-way ticket and going to try to finish it. So we'll see what happens. Got a friend of mine, he's going for about a week or so with me, so maybe that will get me started.
Excellent. Well, listen, you're putting in the training. You're getting your legs on the Pinhoti. You're getting your arms on the on the canoe trip. So when is your plan to get out to Colorado?
I think we're leaving. I think it's July 8th. Yeah, July the 8th. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So this episode is coming out. You're the first one, Charlie. So this is coming out on Saturday, May the 7th. Okay. So you're going to be hitting the Colorado Trail in July. And so what's the plan for the Appalachian Trail?
Well, as soon as I get done with that, I have a one-way ticket, me and another friend, I think August 17th into Boston. So we're going to head on over to Hanover and go as far as we can. That is the plan. So we're going to try to, when I get done with one, I'm going to try to hit New Hampshire.
So how much of the AT have you done? Tell us a little bit about your background with the Appalachian Trail and what you've done.
I've been hiking the AT for about 15 years. That sounds like a long time, don't it? But my friend...
Now listen, I'm right there with you. It took me 12 years to finish it the first time.
And friend from the fire department that was in the military, he got me started. Then when we started, he had a couple of tours overseas, so we didn't hike. Then I had the cancer diagnosis, then we didn't hike. And so, we've been going at it that long. So, maybe probably hike 10 to 12 years maybe. So I've got
Charlie,
everything done.
You say that so nonchalantly, well, we just get out there. But that's a big deal.
Oh, it is. It is. Hey, I think we should have done this a long time ago because the older I get now, it's getting harder too. I think I should have started.
Yes, indeed.
I think I should have started north and came southbound. So now we've done everything except New Hampshire and Maine. So what lies there. So we'll knock it out.
Indeed. Well, you will. You'll be ready because, so July-ish, you're going to Colorado. And then right after that, you're going up to New Hampshire, Maine. So you'll still have your legs.
We are. So that was the plan to try to time it like that for me anyway.
Excellent. So overall, Where would you say at this point you enjoy hiking the most, or do you have a spot where you enjoy hiking the most?
I guess the AT still has my heart, and I love the AT, but man, the Western hikes, they really, I don't know. I really like hiking out west, the wilderness, I love it out west, the openness, the views, and,
I
my
heard
first
somebody
hike.
say one time that, the out west are the sexy trails. So that's, there you go.
Exactly. I mean, my first hike out there was half of the John Muir Trail, so it kind of stole my heart, and I've been going out west ever since. So
yeah, there's something about that vast beauty. It's just you don't forget it. You just don't forget it.
You're right. But I still, the AT is still my baby in a way, I guess. I have to say it like that.
There you go. And you know what? You're down there at the beginning of the Appalachians right there in Alabama. So it's right there at you. So I understand that 100%. So what motivates you to keep going?
At this point in my life, I think I told you, I just get out there and I encourage everybody, don't wait, just do it. Because when I got my cancer diagnosis, I was on the Buffalo River at that point. And I remember that well. We were all happy and having a good time. And 2 days later, I was told to get my affairs in order after I got home. So I don't wait anymore. I don't, if somebody wants to do something, let's go. I'm not a 5-year, that's not my 5-year plan or bucket list. It may be a bucket list, but let's do it soon. I don't wait.
You don't wait because you just
no.
No. And I mean, you're inspiring me like, wow. I mean, just to beat cancer, not once, but twice, and to recover from that. And then you're still out there. Hiking's hard enough when you're perfectly, when there's nothing wrong with you. Hiking's hard enough, but you can't even drink after you eat something.
Right. So, the first few days on the Pinhoti the other day was over 80 degrees. And, that knocked me down pretty bad, but I still knocked out, 13, 14-mile days, but I got dehydrated pretty quick out there the other day in those 80s.
Unbelievable. And the weather's been so fluctuating here. We're in the midst of spring right now, and I know down there in Alabama, I'm sure all the flowers are starting to bloom and the buds are coming out on the trees, and that being 80 degrees this early, that's tough.
Yeah, and it was like 23 just about 2 mornings ago. So, I mean, that's what we've been up against, So, and it rained about 8 inches in the last 7 or 8 days, and 80 degrees, 22, 23. So we've had it all.
How's the humidity right now for you?
It was pretty dry those hot days, so that wasn't too bad. But that's about to kick up too. But it has been okay. It was really dry those hot days, so that helped.
So listen, we cannot leave this with our chat without you telling people how you got. Well, first of all, your trail name is Skyhawk, and how you got that name.
Well, I'm an airplane pilot. I owned a Cessna 172 Skyhawk, and I don't know, I talk about airplanes all the time, and some guys gave me that trail name several years ago, so I just kind of stuck. So I still do the airplane thing, and I was going to ask you
if you still fly.
Yeah, I do, and I've been working on them the last few days, working on airplanes, but I do fly a lot, and I still enjoy that.
You got a lot of facets to you, Skyhawk, I'm telling you. So once you complete the Pinhoti, that's in your backyard. I feel like you're going to be doing the Pinhoti, as long as you're out there hiking and doing your thing. And you complete the Colorado Trail, and then hopefully complete your section hike on the Appalachian Trail. What's in your sights next?
I've been studying the PCT some now. I think it'll happen. I really do.
Yeah,
I've really been looking at it. I like it out west, and I think I'll probably section hike it too. I just don't think I can go all the way. I would love to, but I don't think I can, physically. But we'll try to get far as we can.
That's right. When you get out there, you're going to come back on and chat with me about that too.
We'll do it. We sure will.
Excellent. All right. So we want to follow you on your Colorado hike. We want to follow you on your Appalachian Trail section hike adventure this summer. So tell us where we can find you on social media.
All right. You can probably just search on Facebook, Charlie Carpenter, and you'll see me standing there on the mountainside in the snow and on the John Muir Trail. And if you just search Skyhawk 8947V, as in Victor, you'll find me on Instagram.
Excellent. So everybody go over there right now to Instagram and search whatever Charlie's handle was. I'll make sure it's in the notes, Charlie, so everybody has it. And over on Facebook, Charlie Carpenter. And listen, I wish you the best of luck out there, and we'll be cheering you on. And happy trails, Charlie.
Yeah, thanks so much. I encourage everybody to get down and do the Pinhoti. It's a great trail. It really is. Just kind of like a mini AT.
There you go. And hey, if you get lucky, you can see Nimble Will Nomad down there too.
Yeah, he's right there waiting to talk to you.
All right, Charlie, we will touch base.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Good luck out there, Charlie, and we all look forward to following along with your section hiking adventures this year and beyond. Charlie proves what I've said many times before. If you want to make something happen and fulfill your dreams, you make adjustments and do whatever you can to make those dreams come true. Be sure to follow Charlie over on his social media accounts and send him some encouragement as he section hikes this year. Next week, as I continue introducing you guys to Jester's class of 2022 section hikers, you're going to hear from two ladies out there making it happen on the Continental Divide Trail and the Pacific Crest Trail. They met on Facebook and have been hiking together ever since. Just a quick reminder to check out Charlie's guest bio that will be directly linked to this episode on the Jester Section Hiker page, which can be found by going to hikingradionetwork.com. You can also help support in the production of this podcast and all of our shows produced by the Hiking Radio Network by leaving us a donation while you're over there as well. You will see that donate button as you are looking at today's show notes and Charlie's bio. Thanks for listening, be safe out there, and happy section hiking.
I'm wondering if you'd go wandering with me through the wilderness and woods to where the winds are blowing free, through the darkness of the night, heading toward the morning light. I wonder if you'd wander with me, and I'll spread the word and you beat the drum. We'll round up the troops and get the gang to come, and we'll leave the streets and these neighborhoods, head over the river and through the woods. You're wondering if I go wandering with you, what kind of trouble we'll get ourselves into. Would it be wrong to tag along with a band of vagabonds? You wonder if I'd wander with you. So I'll spread the word and you beat the drum. We'll round up the troops and get the gang to come, and we'll leave the streets and these neighborhoods, head over the river and through the woods. I'm wondering if you'd come wandering my way, If you ever get lost, or if the trail leads you astray, the music of the pack can always bring you back. I wonder, can we wander away? And I'll spread the word, and you beat the drum. Round up the troops, and get the gang to come. And we'll leave the streets in these neighborhoods, head over the river and through the woods.
Wells Fargo presents one of the surest ways to grow your money. A Wells Fargo CD account, where you can earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield on an 11-month term with a minimum opening deposit of $5,000. Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/CD rates to open a CD account and start growing your savings with us.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A. member FDIC.